Hey there, I'm Jason from the Inspired Life. I love sketching architecture and urban sketching. Hope you're doing well on this Friday night. I'm popping on here 9:50 p.m. I know it's kind of late, but I feel like I need to wind down. My brain's been all over the map today, so sketching is a great way for me to wind down the night. So let's do some sketching. Let me pick up some sketches I dropped here on the floor. Anyway, if you're watching live, let me know where you're watching from. I always love to know that. And I'm back. If you hear a strange sound in the background, I have my 3D printer is going right now, so you might hear some beeps and bops and boops and all kinds of sounds coming from the 3D printer. So, yeah, so that's what that sound is in the background. All right. Um, You're looking at a sketch here that's inspired by the steel stacks in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I have a workshop coming up at the end of this month. I can't believe it's May. Oh my gosh, time flies. My workshop is going to be sketching industrial architecture, buildings like the steel stacks in Pennsylvania, um, the steam plant in Spokane, Washington, and some other ones as well. If you're interested in that or you want to know when the workshop's coming up, there's a link here in the description. You can click on it. It's just a sign up page to get notified about upcoming workshops. So feel free to check that out. That would be so cool. All right, let's do some sketching. I'll check in first and say hello. I see Chip. Chip, what is up? So good to see you. Hope you're having a great day today. It's always great seeing you in the house, in the chat house over there. So let me bring a picture up on screen tonight and let me show you guys kind of what is in my brain right now, or what I'm gonna do a sketch of. Let me pop this here. Let me drag this on. So here's a shot of a small section of the steel stacks in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. This was a really busy place. It provided steel for. I think one of the things it provided steel for was the Golden Gate Bridge. I also believe it provided steel for some battleships as well. So a lot of history here. It's now kind of defunct. It's been shut down, but it remains as a relic. So there's a park area around here. There's a walkway called the Trestle. It's like an elevated walkway where you can walk along the uh, the structure here. And let me tell you, for me, I love this. It's paradise. It's rust. It's steel. It's colors. It's sounds. It's history. It's intriguing, and I love this place. I've been there twice, and I'm gonna go back again pretty soon. So yeah, so I'm gonna do a sketch based on the photograph you're looking at there on screen. Again, it'll be just kind of my style, loose, quick, just to capture the idea of it. And here's a sketch I did the other day, sitting in Panera while I was having lunch, and I did a quick sketch. So the idea is, how do we take something really complicated and simplify it? It's a pretty crazy looking structure. Let's see. Sharpie or you know what? I'm gonna do things a little differently tonight. For some reason I pulled out the Pilot Precise, so let's do some sketching with the Pilot Precise pen and see how that goes. Usually I start with a Sharpie because Sharpies um, allow me to add water or an ink wash or watercolor afterwards, and the Sharpie ink won't bleed. So that's why I usually will start with a Sharpie. Well, yeah, let's play with the Pilot pen just for fun. Jennifer's in the house. Jennifer, I hope you're doing well. Great to see you. I'm going to zoom in a little closer. If you're on I know I'm also streaming on Instagram, I think. If you're on Instagram, let me know if you can't see my image. Cool. All right, let's do some sketching. If you're curious to know what music I'm listening to, I have a I shared a link to the Spotify playlist I'm listening to right now. So I think that link is also in the, should be in the chat description. So Pilot pens bring me back to college. I used to sketch with Pilot Precise pens all the time, even before I started using Sharpies. I like the way the ink just kind of rolls out onto the page. It's pretty smooth. The 3D printer is, I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background. It's really going to work over here. So I had a student design a gumball machine for a mini golf course project they're working on right now. How cool is that? And she's been trying to print this gumball machine like crazy and it hasn't been working. So I wanted to give it a try here this weekend, see if I can get it to work. I'm so blessed to be able to teach some really incredible kids out there. Um, this might sound weird, but for me, I don't know. Teaching for me is just I just love the career as a way of serving with my things I love to do, my skills, my architecture knowledge, my design skills and knowledge, and just to introduce students to new things and let them try new things in architecture and design. It's absolutely thrilling for me to be able to have that privilege to do that. And some of my students are incredible, just incredible. So I'm really blessed. So here you go. You can see I'm just kind of adding lines here, a little wonky. And I'll do some hatching and contour lines. I'll show you how to make these cylinders look round here at the steel stacks. Again, I'm just capturing really loosey-goosey quick here. Hey, Jason's in the house. Jason, long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Hope all's going well with your illustrating and drawing. I know you're working on that right now for a career. So good stuff. And I see D-Ray. D-Ray, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. All right. So I have some tanks, some cylinders here. A lot of cylinders in this image. A lot of some pipe work happening. All kinds of steel crisscrosses and bracing and things like that going on as well. Hey, Sheila's in the house. Sheila, great to see you. Hope all's well. All right, so we have some of the kind of stacks happening here at the steel stacks. I'm going to draw some contour lines on here so that these cylinders look round. And you can see I kind of started one here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit as I do that. So let's zoom in. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. There you go. Cool. So contour lines give shape. We'll throw some in here as well. You can put as many or as little as you want. I want to exaggerate this for you guys to really pull out the curved kind of shape happening. So by drawing these contours or these curved lines, it's kind of wrapping, right? It looks like we're wrapping around that cylinder shape. And I'm going to show you how to make it look even more rounded with some hatching. Cool. All right, so let me show you let me add some hatching. So these vertical hatch lines here, notice they're shorter, and as they get to the right, they're getting longer. And that helps to create the idea of a shadow, maybe wrapping around this. I do the same thing with lighthouses as well. I'll do one here so you can see this one too. Let's see, let's do this one here. So you can kind of see the looseness and the curves happening. I'm actually loving this. I'm loving the vibe of this. I feel like a certain energy is happening here. Pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna leave this here for a sec. I want to just do a little quick show and tell of some of the past sketches I've done of the steel stacks. I have a few here. I've actually sold some, which has been cool. But I'll show you some of the ones I have left. And this is the kind of stuff we're going to be doing in the workshop at the end of May. Right now the day is May 30th, I think I have. It's tentative. I'm still working on the final touches for the website, sales page and all that. I think May 30th is when the workshop will be. It'll be on Zoom, and we'll be sketching industrial architecture. This is not the steel stacks, but this is the Starbucks. Oh man. Oh, it's down near Chelsea, the meatpacking district. Starbucks Reserve. That's what it's called. Starbucks Reserve is a really fancy schmancy Starbucks. And inside they have, I wish I had a picture to show you, but inside they have a really cool industrial mechanized kind of conveyor belt system that brings coffee beans into the roasters. It's really an amazing sight to see, and this is just a small section that I did a mixed media painting sketch of, based on that reserve area. This is actually done on what's called Yupo paper, Y-U-P-O, Yupo, or maybe it's Yupo. Yupo is more like plastic than paper. I don't know if you can hear this. Can't really hear it, but so Yupo is like sketching and painting on plastic, and I actually love Yupo. You get really cool effects with layers happening here. But you have to be patient though. You have to wait for things to dry before you keep adding layers. But this is a cool kind of industrial type of sketch. Notice the colors. You'll see this very similar color palette on the other sketches I show you. Here's an industrial repurposed building, the Domino Sugar Factory, in Brooklyn, New York City. And I love the Domino Sugar Factory. I've been there. I was on a tour there when it was under construction. It was an old sugar factory, and they've converted it into offices. But here's a black and white building. Here's another sketch. Same building. And then here's another one. I really like this one. This is also the steel stacks. But you'll see that color palette I showed you before. This is actually a sketch inspired by the steel stacks. I have that signature neon pink, just to add a touch of whimsy. So when I see all the pipes and conveyor belts and steel structures and supports and the rust and flaking paint and metals, this is my interpretation of what I see there. This is my kind of whimsical take on it. And you can see I did contour lines up here, but it's much more subtle than the sketch I did tonight. And here's another one as well. Here you can see the towers, some of the stacks there, and I did some of the hatch lines on it. And I just have a couple more, and then we'll wrap up tonight's sketch. I kind of like this one. It's super busy, but why I like it, it has some diagonal lines here, got kind of a Z shape there, some perspective happening in here. So it's pretty busy, but I love the feeling and the vibe of it. And then here's the last one. This one's, I might have to zoom out. This is a pretty big sketch here. Another one inspired by the steel stacks. This one's actually done on hot press paper, so it's smooth. Pretty cool. Right, guys, so those are some steel stacks inspired sketches. If you're interested in any, let me know. All sketches you see are always available for purchase. You just have to send me a message and I'll respond. I am going to be launching a new gallery page very soon. All right, cool. All right, let's go back to this. Just going to open a window here. All right, cool. All right, so we're back to the steel stacks. And let's add just some more kind of lines on here. Actually, I kind of want this to look in the background, so I'm going to... I'm just looking, do I have a pencil here? Just want to do some grab and go. If I had a pencil, I was going to mess around with the pencil. I don't have one here. Wait, hold on. I lied. I have a pencil right here. Let's do some shading with a pencil. I was really stepping out tonight, guys. When's the last time you saw me use a pencil? Hardly ever, right? Let's zoom in. There we go. So I'm just going to kind of shade this in with... The reason I went with a pencil is I just wanted the gray from the graphite just to kind of put this in the background a little bit. Maybe I'll even do some gray here. We'll fill these lines in a little bit. checking the comments, see if you have any questions. Feel free to ask some questions or say hello in the chat. D-Ray's back. I love when you got some of the things I say written down here. Awesome. Shading with what? Pencil. You know how to use a pencil. I do know how to use a pencil. Isn't that surprising? This is actually a pretty cool lead holder here. What is the brand? I got a whole set of these on Amazon a couple of years ago. I think it's called Nick Pro. Nicpro. Which is kind of cool because my last name is Nicholas. My students call me Mr. Nick. So this is Nick Pro. This has a really nice kind of point on there. I have a sharpener here somewhere as well. I just like the satisfying clicking sounds. Yeah. So this is cool. I've been keeping this here in my my Lockbee folio. So it's been journeying around with me a little bit. All right, I'm grabbing and going. I want to mess around with this color. I don't know why it's in front of me. Let's do it. Add a little bit of color to this. This is a Caran d'Ache Swiss made color pencil. I'm not sure if I'm positive I'm not saying that right. What color is this called? This is called Spring Green. Spring Green. I thought it'd be fun to put some color, just to add a little bit of fun to this. Sometimes we get so serious about what we're doing that just kind of throwing something out there that's totally random takes that seriousness and kind of makes it into a little bit of fun. I love this color. Pretty cool. Let's see. And we're going to I have this other color, same company. This is called light blue. Light blue. Maybe we'll do maybe I'll do like a little background here. Pop out some of these shapes a little bit. So I like this light blue in the background. It's kind of popping these stacks out a little bit here. Andrea is on. Hey, how are you? Great to see you. Long time no see. Hope all's well. Love the bright colors. Oh, good. I'm so glad you like these. I think these are fun. I think I'm only going to use these two colors on this sketch. Because I don't want to overdo it, but I'm really digging it. The people still say that, digging it. I just said it. I'm showing my age now. Let's see, and we'll just kind of it's looking kind of cool. Let me know if you guys are liking this kind of the sky here. Is that helping to pop the shapes of the cylinders and the stacks and the pipes a little bit more? Pretty cool. And I think I'm going to pull these out a little bit more. So we used our Pilot Precise pen for all the ink you see so far. But it is now time for Mr. Sharpie to make an appearance, because I want to boldy these lines a little bit. And I think the Sharpie is going to, it'll pop them out a little bit darker. I'm going to get this edge here a little darker as well. There we go. I think they're popping a little bit better. I'm going to throw in some X cross bracing in here, just to give it more of a steelwork kind of framework vibe. Do the same thing here maybe. Digging it. We just let it slide on by. D-Ray, you're a hoot. I want to add some contour lines. I want this pipe thing here to look curved. So let's do it this way. Actually, maybe we'll do like maybe some kind of rivets up here. But we'll put the rivets down in a curved way. And we'll add some more down here. We'll do the same thing here. It's just a little detail. And I think it adds another just layer of visual interest there. Right, you'd see rivets where the sheets of metal are kind of coming together, where they're being attached to the frame behind them. This is a riveting sketch. See what I did there? A riveting sketch. Let's skip that song. What? Yes, there's some ABBA going on here in my AirPod right now. Pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna wrap up in a minute. I just want to show you guys how I'm sketching or filling in the sky. Let me just want to do a little detail of it. Just looking for scrap paper. I have an envelope. We'll use that. All right, here's actually a trick I learned in college of how to kind of do backgrounds, or like sky backgrounds. If you look, I didn't color it solid blue. I kind of have some white left in there, some spaces. I like the look of it, and this is how I do it. I'll do it kind of at a bigger scale. So I'm kind of doing swirling motions with my hand. I'm literally just. So I'll just do a large scale one here. So basically I'm doing swirls like this. And I'm exaggerating so you could see it, but they're usually a little tighter together. and they kind of overlap each other a little bit. And that's how I kind of do the background skies pretty quickly. I mean, I could do it this way. I could do them solid like this. There's nothing wrong with it. It eats up a lot of your color pencil lead quickly. It also takes longer. This is kind of a shorthand. I like to teach shorthand sketching methods. So this is an interesting shorthand sketching method for creating or filling in a big area in a quick way, especially skies. So we'll call this my sky shorthand method. If you have a better name than that, let me know. Something more creative. I'll just kind of do it here. And this is something I picked up from one of my college professors way back when. In architecture school, we had to learn how to quick draw, quick coloring things, just be kind of quick and speedy to get our ideas out onto paper. So there you go. So that's kind of the shorthand sky sketching system. I love alliterations. All right, cool. All right, guys, let me know if you have any final questions or comments. I'm going to check in and see you before we wrap it up. Andrea. I know Andrea. I forget if it was Andrea or Andrea, so I'm so sorry. I dig your loose, sketchy style. My artwork is very tight, and I want to loosen up. LOL. Andrea, I hear that a lot, and that's cool. I'm sure your sketches are absolutely beautiful. To loosen up, think scribbles, think scribbly, right? Just be really scribbly with your lines. Be scribbly. Sometimes a lot of it has to do with how you're holding your pen or pencil as well. If you can hold it kind of loose and let your wrist kind of be flexy wrist. This is actually a sketch I was doing while I was sitting in my doctor's office the other day, waiting. Line types. I like to talk about different line types to be kind of loose. So notice my lines are kind of very wonky, right? Almost wave-like. Or, if I was to do a technical drawing, I could slow it down and we could be really more precise like these lines. Yeah. If you ever get the chance, I'd love for you to join us in one of my workshops where I could give you, direct feedback on what you're doing. It would be so cool. Also, another way to be loose for me is to sketch fast. So when I'm fast, getting things done, not thinking too much, just kind of grab, go, throw down some ink, throw down some color. For me, less time thinking equals, most of the time it equals more freedom, more loose style. Pretty cool. I love that comment, by the way. All right, cool, guys. So this is the one I showed you at the beginning. And then here's the one we did tonight. And these are both based on the steel stacks in Bethlehem, PA. I think that's going to be a wrap tonight for this Friday night sketch and chills session. If you're interested in future workshops, upcoming workshops, check the description. There should be a link there. I think it says workshops 2024. Click on it. You can just sign up for a list. It's free, and I'll email you with upcoming workshop information. I know it says 2024. I'm just using the same page as I did last year. I'd love for you guys to join me. Next one will be end of May. I think May 30th is where I'm headed right now with a date for it. And we'll be doing this loose style industrial architecture. You are so welcome. I hope that quick tip helped you. Feel free to leave me questions or comments, and I'll respond and see if I can help you more. I would love to do that. All right, guys, I appreciate you all so much. Keep using your creativity for positivity. A little bit goes a long way these days. So spread the love out there. And yeah, I appreciate all so much for your time and for your positivity and comments. It's always fun for me to do this. Until we sketch again. See you real soon. I'm Jason with The Inspired Life. Take care.